Nobody gets into entertainment that's neurotypical.
No, I'm
okay?
very good normal. We're normal now.
Yeah?
No, we're normal now.
Good morning.
Good morning, BBs. It's too early.
It sure is.
Welcome to the first, best, and only morning show in existence. I'm Anthony Carboni.
And I'm Saige Ryan.
And it is heartbreaking to come to you today, BBs. I got word that on Wednesday, after we shot the show, the inventor of kissing died. And this is not a laughing matter, Saige. I enjoy kissing. I know that you and Josh also enjoy kissing separately.
We're not all kissing each other. It's not that kind of show.
It's not that kind of show. Some shows are, not this one.
We know a few.
We know a few. But the inventor of kissing died on Wednesday, as far as I can tell by the headlines.
See, from the headlines, what I gathered was that there was a new gender-neutral bathroom that opened. It was his gravesite. He's dead, motherfuckers. Congratulations to each and every one of you. You outlived him. 100 years old.
Kissing's only 100 years old?
Yeah.
Well, wait, he didn't invent kissing as a baby, though. If he did, that would have been highly inappropriate.
No, he invented war crimes, actually.
I'm sorry. The government wouldn't do that and let him get away with it and then celebrate him up until the day he died.
Yeah.
I thought because of how wonderfully all the headlines and the government people were treating him, that he had to have been the inventor of kissing.
You would think.
Instead of one of history's greatest war criminals and a man who destroyed the entire geopolitical atmosphere for the last 60 years and for probably the next 100 years to come.
Yeah.
I thought he invented kissing with tongues.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think it was Anthony Bourdain that was like, once you hear about his crimes, you'll never spend another day of your life not wanting to beat him to death.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a great quote about it.
Well, goodness. And you know, here's the thing. Yes, celebrate his death. He was terrible.
I'm fine with speaking ill of the dead.
We can absolutely speak ill of the dead. It's fine. We did let him live to be 100 wealthy and celebrated. Now that's
a problem.
That's a problem. Celebrate the death, but let's circle back and figure out what we can do to avoid this sort of thing next time.
Guillotines.
For everybody who kisses?
For the wealthy old war criminals.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're kind of stuck on the kissing
My
thing.
brain's still in two different places. It is very early.
It is. It is, in fact, too early. It's so early. I just got
How early is it?
that I was listening to the radio on the way here. Now, the radio is conversations in the morning. It's the only time.
Now, the reason why it's early is because the last time somebody listened to the radio was 1999.
Right.
So it's actually earlier than you think by about like 20 years.
I just got my car back from the repair shop and I turned it on and automatically clicked the radio on. And I always scramble to turn this off to not have to listen to men talk on the radio.
Yeah, Boomer and Horn Dog in the morning or whoever it is.
100%, yeah. It's like meat patty and dick scum in the morning.
With Jessica.
Yeah. And she's always like, yeah, guys, right? Fuck women.
Yeah.
Am I right? Ugh, gross. Disgusting.
I don't know about other women, but I love my tits.
Yeah.
That's why we like you, Jessica.
Yeah. Hate other women, love tits, but not other women. But I was immediately hooked because this man is on the radio complaining.
Sure.
He is complaining about having to take Christmas photos with his family. He goes, because somebody starts out and it's like the start of what I think is going to be an advertisement. And they're like, hey, yeah, you know, it's that time of year. People are starting to get together their Christmas cards. And the guy goes, yeah, I got, you know, my wife just yesterday had me try on a sweater. And the other hosts are like, oh, is it like super itchy. Is that the problem? And he was like, no, it's my wife that's the problem. Why do I have to wear a sweater? And
I don't know.
like,
Here's my problem with it. And it's me, Meatpack, and you can agree with me, Boomer. Here's the problem. My wife keeps having opinions and things that she wants to do for her life.
So it continues. And you hear the other guy who tries. He's like, oh yeah, was it super scratchy? And like, this other guy seems like maybe he's not the regular host. Like he is not Meatbag and Dick Scum.
Yeah.
Like this guy's Kevin. And they're like, he's like going through it. And he's like, yeah. And then she picks out that we're going to take photos at the beach. And the woman who's the other host is like, why would you be at the beach at Christmas? Mind you, this is a Los Angeles, California radio station. Yeah. A lot of people like to flex that we can go to the beach in December.
I immediately understand the concept.
And he's like, yeah, I just don't understand. What's the point of paying a fucking photographer? Look, I'm sure photographers have a very important job somewhere, but like to take a photo of me, my wife, and my kids, anyone could do that on an iPhone. And the other host goes, I don't know, maybe if you have the privilege of being able to hire a photographer to make these memories for yourself and your kids, you should take advantage of it. And maybe your wife just wants to remember these moments. And I don't think I've ever seen a photo of your kids.
Meatbag and Dick Scum! It turns out Dick Scum's the likable one.
Yeah. He goes, have you never seen a photo of your kids?
If you had to choose between the two, you would think maybe Meatbag is the more likable.
You might think,
because of the name. Like Dick Scum's definitely the one where you're like, ugh.
Then you learn that Dick Scum was given to him as like a mean nickname by Meatbag.
Yeah.
Literally, the guy was just like, I don't know, seems like a privilege to be able to pay a photographer to take photos of you and your kids, and maybe your wife wants your kids to have these memories.
Seems like the sort of thing in 20 years you might, cats in the cradle, buddy.
Yeah.
Cats in the cradle. You host a radio show for 4 hours a day. Maybe you can spend more time with your kids.
Maybe. Anyways, that was my morning.
Well, here's what your morning's about to be, BBs.
Oh, shit.
Here's what's going on. We have some more of TikTok's handsome Squidward we have to talk about.
We do.
We've got some Elon Musk stuff to unfortunately catch up on.
Back-to-back garbage.
We've got a new Furiosa trailer, which is very exciting.
We've got some stuff about those IRL Squid games to tell you about.
And we're going to start it all off by letting you know that the GTA 6 trailer is coming. Not 5.
Nope.
5 is the one that they've been doing forever. The GTA 6 trailer is coming not at the Game Awards like we thought.
Which is very weird.
It's coming 3 days before the Game Awards, or 2 days before the Game Awards, on the 5th. It's going to happen on Tuesday, December 5th, at 9 a.m. Eastern. Once again, global PR for video game companies. You need to reach out to us before you do things like this.
Let us schedule it for during a show.
What are we supposed to do with a GTA trailer that's a day old on Wednesday? I mean, we're taking the whole week off, so it doesn't matter.
We're not doing nothing.
We're not doing nothing.
I'm not even in the state.
Yeah, that's true.
This shit don't matter to me at all.
Oh, never mind. Release your trailer whenever you want to. But normally we would say, hey, check in with us.
Here's my question.
Let it rip.
How much do you think the Game Awards wanted for that trailer that Rockstar said, never mind, we'll release it 2 days before on our own?
I want to know what... I want to know how many of those trailers pay money, how many of those trailers are paid money, and how many of them are just freebie givesies on the Game Awards.
Because obviously having the GTA 6 trailer would be a huge draw for the Game Awards. Like GTA 6 is bigger than the Game Awards.
Yeah, we thought that perhaps GTA 6 trailer would open the Game Awards, which would be a huge reversal of power because, of course, when GTA 5 came out, the big deal was who was going to reveal GTA 5 on their platform at E3.
Yeah.
Now with like the death of E3 and sort of independent media and companies running their own media, we were like, dude, of course you open at the Game Awards.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing going right now. No, they said we're big enough on our own, thanks.
Yeah, do you think that's just it? Do you think they were just like, nah, we'll do our own thing? Because it being 2 days before the Game Awards feels very intentional. It's not like, oh, it just didn't line up.
Yeah, no, it's like we got to get, not only do we have to show it off before the Game Awards because we're not going to be part of it, but we got to let you know that it's coming before the Game Awards so we can squash all this speculation that we're going to be at the Game Awards because we don't want people to
watch the Game Awards.
Well, to associate us too much with that.
Because otherwise, I think they would have been in a position where people were watching the Game Awards waiting for them.
Yeah, that's
and
what
they're
I'm
like,
saying.
we don't want our fans showing up for the Game Awards expecting us and not getting us.
Well, and there was also the thing of Keeley downplaying how many world premieres and exclusives they were going to have this year, where he's just like, we don't want to talk about that. We're not doing that.
Do you think he was doing that because he knew they weren't going to get GTA 6 and he wanted to...
No, not because of GTA 6 in particular, but just because I feel like there are probably a few things that they wanted at the Game Awards. And also, I think it's an impossible treadmill for Keeley to run on.
Yeah. Name a trailer that could be bigger than GTA 6 this year. Literally think of anyone could come back and make a game. I don't care if they haven't made a game in 100 years. Name
I was going to say
trailer.
Mancala 2. When you said they haven't made a game in 100 years, I was like, oh shit, Backgammon 2 is going to be at the Game Awards?
Yeah. It's just got more little slots for Mancala now.
Yeah, fuck, dude.
I do love that game.
Dude, who doesn't love Mancala? If they could launch the Game Awards with Mancala 2?
Shit. Should
Shit,
I go buy a
dude.
Mancala board?
No, we should invent Mancala 2.
Oh.
Too many Mancalas. So this is huge. I mean, what do we
Some
even
people
expect?
said Half-Life 3.
Sure,
I'll give them
3.
Half-Life 3. But even then, here's my hot take. The Half-Life 3 fandom might still be more niche than Grand Theft Auto. Who's dinging?
I think at this point,
Is it me dinging?
I wonder if at this point, Half-Life 3, other than being the meme, right?
Yeah.
Half-Life 3 is certainly exciting for a lot of people, but I wonder if there's just a whole generation of people out there that play video games that like don't give a shit. Probably don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They're just too young to give a shit. They don't care.
I think that's going to be the case. But Grand Theft Auto,
Everybody knows Grand Theft Auto.
everybody
still.
gives a shit. I just think it is so, the audience is so big. It's so widespread. Skywalker in the live studio audience said, but that would be like the Oscars showing a trailer for Secret Wars. They're there to celebrate stuff that's already happened. But in previous years, the Game Awards has been notorious for releasing big trailers.
Sorry, Skywalker, have you not watched the Game Awards?
Which is, it's okay if you haven't.
It's okay if you haven't. That's fine.
I usually just watch the recaps.
No, the Game Awards is, and that's why I think Keeley is also trying to back away. The Game Awards is more known for trailers and reveals than it is
the
for
awards.
awards.
Yeah.
People watch and they're like, okay, enough with the awards, get to the next reveal.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think Keeley is like, no. I created Summer of Games for that. I created Summer Games Fest for that.
Which makes sense. And he's trying to separate out the two to keep them both valuable. But I don't know, man. Very interesting.
The Game Awards is known for world reveals and who the craziest motherfucker of the year on the Game Awards is going to be.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always going to be like, who's walking on stage fucking hammered?
Yeah, or who's going to give like the wildest, most out-of-pocket speech.
Yeah, what white guy's going to white guy the hardest?
Yeah. The Game Awards.
The Game Awards.
Truly, there's still a bit of that Spike TV Video Game Awards DNA in the
there
Game
is.
Awards. As much as Keeley has tried to separate and divest himself from that, there's still just the tiniest bit of douchebag left in the awards. And it truly do live there.
I think this year I'll be playing Game Awards bingo, but all of the slots are just there was a woman on stage.
You'll never win.
And I'll never get bingo. It's in every direction.
Do you get a free space in the center of the card?
Yeah.
You got one at least. You got one at least.
I don't think I'm getting bingo. I don't think I'm getting bingo this year based on the noms. We'll see.
I don't know.
We'll see.
The Game Awards has a great way of always finding whoever one of the biggest emerging intelligent woman voices of the industry are that year, and putting them in a dress and making them an announcer on the side.
Yeah.
So you'll still get that.
Yeah, great at that. So that would be cool. Yeah, maybe they'll stop someone from running on stage this year. Maybe
I don't think they should.
Maybe not.
I don't think they should. And I think if nobody's about to run on stage, they should have somebody ready to run on stage.
Yeah, just to keep it interesting.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Okay, it seems like, I don't know, we're in it a little bit. I think we should get the bad news out of the way.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
All right.
I'm feeling like we got to get through a few of these pieces of like garbage news.
I don't
and then we're
know.
going to come up and we're going to enjoy some trailers.
We already lost the inventor of kissing. I don't know if I want to go any further down this year. Wait, sorry. I keep thinking about kissing.
Yeah. Sorry. No, we started with the war criminal thing.
War
so
criminal.
We might as well continue about Matt Rife.
We talked about Matt Rife earlier this week. Matt Rife is the TikTok comic who got known for crowd work, which once again, I think is a horrible and lazy way to be a comedian.
He got known for crowd work and a jawline. Let's be real.
Yeah, crowd work and a jawline, and had a large, his audience was mostly women. Mm-hmm. His crowd work was mostly kind of like goofy flirt crowd work.
Yeah.
And people really enjoyed that. And then he said, I don't make my jokes for women.
And then made a bunch of horribly offensive, disgusting jokes against women, opening his set with a domestic violence joke in his Netflix special.
Yay.
So that's your quick TLDR. I'm sure you know all of that already. However, there is an update to the story. We're not just rehashing the garbage. No. There is an update to the story because a plastic surgeon who is big on TikTok that makes funny little TikToks.
Yeah. The account is Faces of Chicago.
He made a video saying when you sculpt the perfect jawline and then your client gets canceled a week later. Hilarious. It was to that like, I'm coming out the window and the little skippy hop. Hilarious. He's actually made this kind of TikTok before with like almost the exact same joke. It's just a joke.
Yeah. It's one of those things like when the woman made the TikTok that said, when his name starts with J and rhymes with one of the 50 states, and everybody was like, Massachusetts? California? What are you? And so it's just this thing that this guy is doing.
Just a goof.
It's
and
just
he doesn't tag Matt Rife. He doesn't mention Matt Rife's name anywhere, right? But he just said like a comedian or something.
No, he just said client, and he said, I'm not naming names. That's all I'm going to say.
Now.
And then who shows up unsummoned,
offended by the joke, but Matt Rife. Now, a reminder that when people were offended by Matt Rife's joke, he posted on his Instagram story a links to disability helmets saying, if you've ever been offended by one of my jokes, you need one of these.
His bio says, don't take the internet seriously.
So
he's one of those comics. He's one of those comedy, you should be able to say whatever you want and you shouldn't get hurt by it. This is another crowd work thing. A lot of crowd work comedians say this sort of shit.
Now, that's very interesting because this joke sure did seem to hurt his feelings.
That's right. Now, we want to start off here by saying we are not anti-plastic surgery at all. If the way you feel on the inside doesn't match the way you perceive yourself on the outside and you want to make those things match.
Yeah, do whatever you want.
Do it. Whatever makes you feel good about yourself, do it.
Yeah.
The issue here is...
Yeah, we don't give a shit about it. We don't give a shit if he got plastic surgery.
No, and I just want people to know that going in.
Absolutely.
The issue is not that. The issue is that every single thing this guy does is based around his insecurity about himself and genuinely what other men think about him.
Oh, yeah.
Genuinely. So when he pops in to this guy's TikTok, to this doctor's TikTok and says, hey, you shouldn't be, you shouldn't be lying about a medical history. That's illegal, just FYI. And everybody immediately went, hey, my guy? Hey, my dude? Hey, the handsomest Squidward we've ever seen?
Cleft the boy chin wonder?
Nobody mentioned you.
Nobody mentioned you.
Nobody said a word about you,
Nobody said a word about you. And a bunch of people jumped in and replied and were like, this is a personal favorite, gasp, whose medical history is he lying about? Spill that tea, sis. Tell us, Matt, whose medical history is he lying about? Is it you, my friend?
Somebody was just like, hey, man, why are you commenting? You just gave yourself away. Why did you just give yourself away?
How very interesting. Now, this very well might not be his actual plastic surgeon.
No,
it's probably just a joke.
Yeah. Could be.
The guy does claim that his significant change to his facial features come from hitting, quote, late puberty, which we are in favor of people doing whatever they want to their appearance. What we are not in favor of is people setting unrealistic standards by lying about what they did to their appearance. That is a problem. That is actually a problem that we see a lot in Hollywood, where people are like, oh no, it's just gua sha. I just used a gua sha roller and that's how I did this, and
It's
not a brow
tummy tea
lift.
mostly.
Yeah. It's all of those things. There's a lot of celebrities that have all of these like, oh no, I just did this, I just did that, I just did this. And then you've got teens on TikTok.
Yeah.
All over TikTok trying to change their whole faces with things that don't change their faces.
Well, and then you've got this guy who genuinely has built his persona around, like, do you know how hard it is to be funny when you're handsome?
Yeah.
Do you know how hard it is to be funny? Like, people don't want to laugh at me because I'm too good looking. Like, you don't want people laughing about how good looking you are and not your material, is what
Which
he
is
said.
so funny. And usually I'm very against insulting people's appearances. But once you've made a domestic violence joke, there are actually no rules to that anymore. So this man is a 3.5 at best. So it's incredibly bold to think that people like him because he's attractive. Handsome Squidward becomes handsome Squidward because he got hit by a door. So there's that of it all. But that's besides the point. We're just being a little overly confident there, champ.
Yeah.
But in addition to that, a bunch of other clips have surfaced recently. There were clips of him on Wildin' Out being really fucking creepy to Zendaya.
Yep.
Where he like reaches out and touches her, and like the entire team of dudes behind her jumps in and is like, do not fucking touch her, man. And like almost got into a physical fight on a TV show.
Yeah.
Because he reached out. Zendaya? The beloved? You don't fucking touch Zendaya.
Yeah, he's had a lot of weird stuff where he is definitely just, he's built his persona and he's built his behavior around, well, my pretty privilege is so unfortunate. My pretty privilege is so unfortunate, and it's such an issue to me, the pretty man. He had this thing, once again, a lot of his material, especially leading up to this Netflix series, honestly, the moment he found out that his fans were mostly women, he just started going absolutely buck wild, cuckoo, to the point where he was just like saying the weirdest shit. And when people started saying, hey man, your material is not good, it's hurtful, it's bad, he said something on honestly the wildest place to say anything was the Tana Mojo podcast.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
He was on the Tana Mojo podcast.
Yeah, everybody's been going on canceled and saying some wild shit. Honestly, Tana's podcast, thriving.
And honestly, you can watch, she's a learning.
Fucking great podcast host.
She's a learning computer.
She's a great podcast host.
She has truly figured out how to interview in a way where I'm like,
I'm so glad that this came up.
It's like Tony Stark built it in a cave out of scraps. You know what I mean? Like, she had no background in this.
No.
She started her podcast as literally, my manager said I could make $1 million a month if I made a podcast.
Yeah.
And she has somehow turned into a good and an occasionally very incisive interviewer.
Yeah.
And so Matt Rife is on her podcast and he says, people hate me. And the reason people hate me, I thought about this like long and hard. I thought about when I hated people, and it turned out that it was jealousy. It was jealousy about somewhere they were in their life or something they had that I didn't have. And she goes, wow, that's a really well-rounded and thoughtful answer. I'm just trying to wrap my head around that. And he goes, oh, well, thanks. And she goes, so do you think that people hate Osama bin Laden because they're jealous of him?
And that's the end of the clip, baby. That's one of the greatest podcast clips in the fucking history of podcasts. It's Tana Mojo's canceled podcast, and the amount of people that have been going on her podcast, and I don't know, maybe it's just because, and I say this like, I'll say neutrally. I don't want to go over the top and say lovingly, because I know Tana Mojo's done some shit, but I do say this kind of lovingly. She has this kind of like cute, trashy, like you can say anything to me kind of vibe.
Yeah.
It just brings out absolutely unhinged shit from people. And then she's like, oh, how interesting you said that. oh, that's really interesting. Like Meghan Trainor recently went on her podcast and a clip went viral from that too.
Old Two Toilets?
Old Two Toilets. And usually Meghan Trainor has been very like charming and lovable in all of her interviews.
Yeah.
And something about her, just the way she relaxed on Tana Mojo's podcast, she was like, look, if you don't have kids, get off your ass and do something. And Tana was like, oh, that's interesting. So you don't have a nanny? And she goes, I have one nanny. And honestly, it's not enough. And she's like, full time? And she goes, I mean, yeah, I have a nanny Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. But like, that's not enough. I don't know what it is. There is some fucking magic sauce in her interviewing, and I am obsessed right now.
People genuinely believe they are talking to 17-year-old underage drunk on YouTube doing a story time Tana Mojo, and they're not talking to like 27-year-old or whatever she is now. Like, I've seen some shit.
Tana Mojo.
I've been through some shit. I've done some shit. You cannot front on me. And also, I don't care. That's the thing that really works is Tana Mojo's like, I genuinely don't care. I've been wealthy since I was a child.
Yep.
And you can't take that away from me.
Right.
And I've had people hating me my whole life. Mm-hmm. My career's gone like this.
Yeah.
You can do nothing to me. It's what I call, you know what I like to call this professional skateboarder energy. Do you know what I mean? You've heard me say this before.
I don't think I have.
Professional skater energy. This is the energy of somebody who's like, I don't know, man, some company that I don't know sends me a check for $3,000 every week, and I live in a house with 5 other dudes, and we vandalize things for a living, and we care about each other. And that's like the energy that pro skaters have, where it's just like, it mutated into like MTV's Jackass energy, right? Where it's just, it's these dudes who are just like, yeah, I don't care. I'll jump off a building into spikes. Where are we going for dinner later? I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Also, I love you. You're my buddy.
Yeah, that is kind of the vibe. And that is the vibe because Tana's built that with the girlies.
Yeah.
Because she's got this whole collection of very Tana-like girlies. I don't know any of their names. I'm so sorry. But she's just out here buying her friends cars.
There's the one that just looks exactly like Tana.
But brunette?
No, but also blonde. And they had like an MTV show together for like 3 minutes.
No idea.
But it's just another Tana.
That's great because there's also a copy-paste Tana that's a brunette.
Yes.
It's just a palette swap Tana.
Yes. She's the Player 2 Tana is on the podcast a lot.
Yeah. That one.
Yeah.
But she
the
just bought her a
Luigi
car.
Tana.
Yeah.
Green Mario Tana.
We're not insulting this woman. I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
We are not in this world.
Thank God you're here, Mario and Green Mario.
But truly and honestly, I love it. I love whatever's happening over there.
Here's the other thing about this professional skater energy is I love you. You're my bro. Mm-hmm. You can hit me in the head with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
But also, I can say whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
You can't stop me.
Yeah.
I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want. If you take it personally, and this is not the same as comedian energy. This is not the same as the comedian energy that we're talking about.
No, it's not that I should be able to say whatever I want, even if it hurts people.
I thought this because this is reality. And I'm just saying it.
Do you know what it is?
Because my brain doesn't process because I don't need to process. I simply say things and I receive information. It's almost Buddhist.
No, do you know what it actually
receive
is?
information the same way they put it out. They simply
Anthony,
experience the world.
They are types of entertainers that don't have to mask. Because all entertainers, and I'm just going to say it, we're all neurodivergent. None of us are neurotypical. Nobody gets into entertainment that's neurotypical.
No, I'm very good and normal. We're normal now.
Yeah?
No, we're normal now. Yeah, we're normal.
I'm gonna go cancel my prescription.
We're talking about the past. We're normal now. Don't worry.
But imagine being in an entertainment profession where you didn't have to mask because you have enough money, you're untouchable, and you're already not a likable character.
Right.
You no longer have to mask. You no longer have to put up any kind of front. And
you've cultivated a community of others who are the same.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing is I was a very sensitive youth. Mm-hmm. Shocking. I was a very sensitive youth. Stories. And when I started like hanging out with skaters when I wanted to learn how to skate, I started hanging out with skaters and I was every day I was like, are these guys being mean to me? Like, are they being mean? But like, because they would say something that I thought was mean. And then I realized they were just like, no, that's reality, and they're challenging your perception, and they're doing it in kind of like a goofy, jokey way.
Yeah,
but they don't mean anything by it.
Yeah,
and like as long as you're willing to like oh, take that in and not take it personally.
Sure.
You can say the same shit to them too, where it's just like, hey man, it seems like you're real sensitive about that. And you see the way I say it kind of sounds like, hey douchebag, what do you mean?
Razzing me?
Are you razzing me?
But also, I am.
But also I am sensitive about that. That hurt because I'm sensitive about it.
All right.
As long as I'm like, oh, okay.
Anyways, that's all very interesting. All of this, we've been talking about. I like that we spent more time on Tana than Matt.
There's nothing to say about Matt
Fuck
Rife.
that guy.
Listen.
That's all.
I am over the comedians that say comedy, we should be able to say anything, and then turn around and go, why are you being mean? If you're being mean, it at least has to be funny. You're not funny either, motherfucker.
And he didn't even say that. He's just like, that's bullying. You can't do that to me. I'm going to sue you.
Listen, crowd work. Here's the thing about crowd work. Any one of us could do crowd work. Any one of us could do crowd work because it's just making fun of people.
That plastic surgeon made a funnier joke than Matt Rife did in his entire Netflix stand-up special.
You could making fun of people's, like anybody. You know, you're talking to somebody and say there's an astronaut in the audience. We all hate astronauts. Astronauts suck, right? It's the easiest thing in the world to make fun of an astronaut. Oh, nice bone density, asshole. You know?
Sure.
Oh, cool. Way to not just pee in a diaper, but have to be strapped to an apparatus while you pee in a diaper, dummy. See, this is easy, and we could just fuck with astronauts all day. It's the easiest thing in the world. That's why I don't like crowd work.
The tension said Saige's streams are 50% crowd work, but in a good way.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you. I'm flattered. I'll take it. I'm gonna start saying that's what kind of streamer I am.
Yeah.
I'm actually just a crowd work streamer. I'm sorry.
I'm anybody here from out of town? Yeah. Anybody here from kick.com?
Yeah. How do you feel about it? Airplane food. Speaking of fuck that guy, let's catch you up really quick on all of the Elon Musk stuff.
Listen up. Advertisers are leaving Twitter in droves. We talked about this. The whole idea of like Media Matters put out a thing that said, hey, major advertisers, your advertisements are often right next to inflammatory content, often anti-Semitic content, racist content, and literally all the largest advertisers scattered from X.
We actually kind of missed one of the big things about that, though, when we talked about it, because it wasn't just, hey, there's stuff on the platform. One of the big inciting incidents was actually Elon Musk, quote, retweeting and replying to a fan, endorsing a horrifically anti-Semitic conspiracy theory that, quote, the Jews are promoting hatred against whites and support bringing big hordes of minorities into Western nations, drawing condemnation from Jewish groups and praise from white nationalists and anti-Semites everywhere. So he engaged with this conspiracy theory. He promoted it, and immediately in response
he said, literally, you speak the truth.
Yes.
That was his response.
Immediately in response to this, he said, you've said the actual truth. And then a bunch of advertisers pulled out because that was a absolutely unhinged and horrific thing to say, even exceeding the usual standard of horrible things that Elon Musk says.
Yeah. This was, look, this is not even the most out of pocket thing this dude has said publicly. But it did come on the heels of the Media Matters thing. It came
up there.
Yeah. And it came on the heels of him saying he was going to sue Media Matters.
Yeah.
Saying that these things were baseless when there was like tons of proof.
Yeah.
I mean, this dude's just been running his life and Twitter into the ground as quickly as he can.
Right. So, unsurprisingly, people responded. There were consequences for his actions. And one of those big advertising pullouts was Disney. Disney was like, oh, we cannot have our ads on that. And because of that, in an interview, he decided to respond saying that they are blackmailing him, saying, I will not accept being blackmailed by advertisers. You think you can blackmail me with ads, with money?
Yeah, the quote was, if someone's going to try and blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Is that clear? Hey, Bob, if you're in the audience, that's how I feel. Don't advertise.
So saying go fuck yourself to Bob Iger is a pretty bold fucking move.
Huge move, bud.
That's a very, very bold move. But what I found funny about this is that he continued in this interview to then say, like, because he was like trying to tough guy up of like, oh yeah, then don't advertise, whatever. What, you think you can blackmail me with money? And then he continued to say that people not advertising was going to kill the company.
Yeah, he said, I will not be blackmailed by advertisers, but what this advertising boycott is going to do is it will kill the company and the whole world will know that those advertisers killed the company. Excuse me, dude?
Why does the world care? First of all, like, here's the thing. Even if the advertisers did kill the company, your platform is a cesspool of monstrosities. It's not like, and Josh and I were talking about this before the show today. It's not like
Did we say hello to Josh?
Oh, we didn't say hi to Josh.
Hello,
Hi,
Josh.
Good morning. I'm sorry. We got into bad
Good morning,
news.
everybody. It's okay. We're all doing stuff. Got to yell about a lot of white dudes on Twitter, so we're good.
All right.
It's okay. We have one of my two favorite white dudes over there and the other one right here.
Do you remember the USA television series sitcom, My Two Favorite White Dudes? It only ran for 3 weeks.
Yeah, shocking.
Yeah.
Anyways, so if X was a company that made life-saving medical devices.
And Y was a train leaving Chicago at 600 miles an hour.
But like, if they made important technology, right? They made things that made the world a better place. You would be like, wow, the whole world is going to know that advertisers killed this company. Even if it was the advertisers killing the company, who the fuck cares if your company goes away, dude?
But yeah, and that's the thing is it's giving the friend who is in a band and the band breaks up and he's like, well, none of my friends came to see every one of my shows.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you're supposed to be a good band.
Yeah.
Like if you want to, like if you like, we'll come see one of your shows. We'll support you if you're a friend. But like, I can't come to every one of your shows. Eventually, your band has to grow.
Right. And I stopped coming to your shows when you started getting on stage and yelling horrible things about the Jews.
Right.
But, you know.
I mean, that's the thing is you cannot blame an advertiser exodus for the killing, quote unquote, killing of a company. That's not the way. And buddy, you're a billionaire. You got to know how capitalism works at this point. The way it works is if you don't have a product people want to advertise on, then they simply don't advertise. It means there is no demand for your product.
Right.
This guy feels like he is the invincible boy and feels like, well, no matter what I do, you need to support it.
No matter what.
You need to support me no matter what I do. You're running a previously loved platform into the ground, saying I make the decisions and they're all going to be my decisions the way I want. And if you don't like it, leave. Hey, wait, why are you leaving?
Yep.
Hey, it's my party. This is the game we're going to play and you're going to play it my way. And it turns out I won. Oh no, nobody likes me. They're all leaving my party.
Wow. It's almost like when you're a miserable little shit, everyone hates you. Seems weird, I know. But he continued in this interview to say just nonstop unhinged things, like saying he doesn't like unions because he doesn't like anything that creates a lords and peasants sort of thing.
I'm sorry, the unions create the lord and peasant situation? The unions, the organizations that put the worker at the table on an even footing with the boss.
Yeah, he hates collective bargaining.
Collective bargaining
Lords and peasants.
is lords and peasants.
But however,
what he has right now is not lord.
No. Kindly enough, Trades Union Congress on Twitter put this with the note that Elon Musk is worth $250 billion and Tesla workers have been paid as little as $5 an hour. Kind of them to put that together in perspective.
Hey, can we also talk about the fact that he showed up to this business conference in like that bomber jacket?
Yeah, he did.
Can we show Josh if you can find a picture of him in that bomber jacket, that shitty bomber jacket?
There's that Twitter link that's a video that like kind of shows. Yeah, that shows.
My lord,
it's like it's not a bomber jacket. It's more of like a.
That's that World War II like literal. That's a literal bomber jacket.
Oh yeah.
He's got like the fur collar. He's got like a big chain. He's like. He just wants to radiate this weird tough guy energy.
I would love it if he got in a tiny airplane and crashed.
So strange. It's so strange.
It's so fucking weird.
He stopped wearing cowboy hats since everybody pointed out that he wears them backwards.
Yeah. There was also something, hold on, somebody in the chat.
He's sort of going through the American history of tough guys at an accelerated rate.
Yeah.
I can't wait till he shows up to the next thing as a greaser.
Yeah.
With like a pompadour and
a little comb in his pocket.
Yeah, a pack of Lucky Strikes rolled up in his sleeve.
Stone Age Prince said, my favorite part was when he claimed to be good friends with the host and then proceeded to get his name wrong. So did you see this clip?
Yeah, he called him Jonathan and the dude's name is Andrew or something.
It was so fucking funny. He's like, I mean, I wouldn't even be here. Do you know what my speaking fee is? I only did this because we're good friends. And the guy starts being like,
I only did this because you and I are friends, Jonathan. And he goes, my name's Andrew.
And as he's already saying, like, you know what my speaking fee is? I wouldn't be doing this. I'm doing this as a favor for a friend. Like, you and I are friends. And you see the guy starting to be like, I'm not friends with this guy. I'm not friends with this guy. Like, he's like, well, and he's like not letting him say that. And then he says the wrong name. He says, you and I are friends, Jonathan. And he goes, my name's Andrew. But, like, not even close. But like, not even close.
But here's what I'll say. That's the only moment that guy took, and it was the most gormless, like spineless moment. This interviewer did the same thing that I've seen interviewers do with Elon Musk over and over and over again.
Because Elon Musk isn't taking any real interviews.
Which is why do you think you're just so cool? What is it about you that you think is tough and makes women want to give you smooches? Tell me more about how you're the best and why you think that is.
How many ways is he like Henry Kissinger?
It's really wild. Here's the thing. I think people, he shows up at these conferences. I believe this one was put on by the Financial Times. Mm-hmm. And, I know that the Financial Times is worried about losing access to Elon Musk. I know that. But we got to get to a point where at least somebody will say something. Because it doesn't
you won't take an interview that isn't going to be fucking softballs.
But that's the thing. Show up. Why are we not doing the thing? Oh no, it's gotcha. It's an ambush.
We do it to teen girl celebrities all the time.
Yeah. Why can we not just have a thing where Elon Musk shows up in his bomber jacket and his cowboy hat? Mm-hmm. I don't know, like daddy's emeralds falling out of his pocket and he's shoving them off camera so you don't see them.
Right.
And why doesn't somebody ask him one tough question?
Mm-hmm. Just one. Akotoroku has an excellent suggestion. Elon Musk on Tana's podcast. Let Tana Mojo interview Elon Musk.
He'd do it. He did Rogan. He'd probably do the Tana Mojo podcast. Here's the thing, though.
He loves Seth Rogen, though, and Seth Rogen loves him.
Joe.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Joe. I did just say Seth Rogen.
No, Seth Rogen's the man who gives us the nice Ninja Turtle movie. We want to be sure that.
Sorry. He loves Joe Rogan and Joe Rogan loves him.
It's true. But here's my thing. I do wonder, a lot of these people who came up internet rich, get rich quick, threw some schemes out there. Tana's certainly one of them. They are prone to the Musk reality distortion field. They are the people who are the most likely to just bro down with Elon Musk in a room.
Elon on Tana's stuff 5 years ago, maybe. I don't know. I feel like Tana's there now. I feel like Tana has gotten there. I don't know. There is something in talking about her that we have to acknowledge. And there's like a lot of this where it's like, we give a lot of space for men to do things wrong and not for young women. When it's like, most of the controversies around Tana she's 16 in them, and she's being like an idiot, like TanaCon.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like TanaCon's one of those big things. And it's like, you let how old was she? 20?
21.
21.
Yeah.
And like, she has continually gone on interviews and been like, I trusted this company to plan a con. I don't fucking know anything about running a con. Like, she was an idiot.
Yeah.
Like, that makes sense. And stuff like that, where it's like, okay. But I don't think she was raised with money until YouTube money.
She was not.
She came across as poor.
No, she did.
She came across as a fellow, like, raised white trash girly. I say this in a place of, I get it, I was there.
No.
I was raised incredibly white trash.
No, I believe that she even said in some of her, like, in her early videos, like, she was like running away.
Yeah.
And
like living on her own at 16.
Yeah, and like YouTubing her experiences, like running away. But
put him on canceled. Put him on canceled.
I'm just saying, you put a wealthy person in a room with a wealthier person, and they tend to just fall into that like
all of these
line.
Guests that have been coming on our podcast though have been wealthier than Tana. People like Meghan Trainor.
That's true.
That's
true. I wonder, do you think Meghan Trainor's wealthier than Tana?
Yeah, she's had some of the biggest pop songs in the fucking world. All About That Bass.
True, but I'm talking about we're talking about times when having a hit was meaning less and less in terms of money.
That wasn't true yet. Meghan Trainor's net worth is $14 million.
Let's look up Tana. I mean, all of these are from these websites.
Yeah, we don't know if these are.
We don't know what these are, but let's see.
4.
Okay.
These are from the same site. Both could be inaccurate, but she's also married to a Spy Kid, Meghan Trainor.
That's true. She's got that Spy Kids money.
I don't think there's Spy Kids.
Got that Spy Kids 3D money.
I don't think there's
got that
Spy
thumb
Kids
money. Got that big evil thumb money.
But Meghan Trainor's got money.
She's got money.
She's had multiple number one.
But
hits.
I know that Tana has also made a lot of money, like doing like she had her own like wine brand. She had her own like I don't know.
I'm just saying. She said, "Oh, so you don't have a nanny?"
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Oh, just one?
Yeah.
Elon Musk on canceled.
Bring him on to canceled. I'd love to see it.
Bring him on to canceled. I'd love to see it. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's keep getting through the news.
Let's keep getting through the news.
You want to talk about this big Squid Game news?
Yeah, sure. We talked a little bit about it, but things are worse and worse.
All we talked about is that they did it.
Well, we did talk about how people said that they got injured and
there was like the hypothermia
and they were
stuff.
getting hypothermia. And so basically the IRL Squid Game, which is the whoosh, hey giant, like cool giant robot of fucking game shows, missed the point of their own hit show and decided to make the real game show Squid Games.
And in doing so, they created conditions that were so brutal that you have, now no lawsuit has formally been filed. There is a retained law group that is preparing a suit and speaking to contestants. My TikTok feed has been nonstop contestants from Squid Game. Now, I haven't engaged with or liked any of these videos, but I keep getting videos and they all have their thing where it's like contestant 105 or whatever, and everyone only refers to them by their number because they don't learn their names, I believe, on the show. And it's all of them just talking about their experience. And some talking about it very positively that clearly want the I want the follow-up attention of having been on a reality show.
Yeah.
That's why I went on a reality show.
Yeah, and I'm also trying to make that good Netflix relationship.
Exactly. So there's a lot of them talking about it and a lot of people, there was a lot of contestants. Do you know how many there was?
Only like 200 something. I think
it was a lot of people.
I think they tried to do the real amount that was in the game on the show.
There were also people talking about it positively that were saying things that were just like, yeah, we were all just like, we didn't know what time it was at any time of day because there were no windows and we hadn't seen anybody in 5 days. And we all were so upset and we were all so, scared and missed our family so much. There was apparently a bait and switch of a picnic that was a trap. And one person was responding to it on TikTok and she was like, people keep asking me why we seemed excited for this picnic and why we didn't know it would be a trap when they haven't done anything good for us. And she's like, the point of desperation that we were at, we would have taken anything.
Well, and also let's remember that this was not supposed to be the real Squid Games.
No, this was not supposed to be this harrowing of an experience.
This was supposed to be a fun show that kind of mimicked the games on the Squid Games, but you didn't think that you were going to. You had no reasonable expectation to believe a production company was going to lock you in a room and keep you from seeing your family.
There are the people that are defending it keep using the response. People were allowed to leave at any time. Leave the show. You know what I mean? You leave the game entirely. And this is where I would like to remind you all.
Yeah, we talked about this as well.
Labor, and this is under coercion, because they are trying to win money they need. So people will put themselves in dire situations and cause themselves harm in the interest of A, the sunken cost fallacy of I've come this far, and B, the I need the money. They're not here for fun.
Yeah. They're not here to make friends. They're here to win. You may have heard that before. But also, number 3, if you try to leave one of these productions,
Yeah.
and if you have been
RuPaul's Friend Race.
if you have been a PA, or if you've been on a set of anything like this, then you probably know this. If somebody tries to leave, a PA, an associate producer, somebody on the production team will come over and immediately try to, hey, so I heard you're trying to leave. Like, what's going on? Are you unhappy? Like, listen, if you're unhappy, like maybe there's something we can do. Well, listen, we can bring you home, but listen, there's nobody right now that can leave set.
Yeah.
So like, if you can just stick it out for like this next segment, and then I promise we'll take you home.
Yeah.
And then after the segment, you come over, it's like, oh, I know, you still want to go? I thought maybe that would change your mind.
You're getting really close to winning that money.
You're getting so close. Also, like, listen, I don't want to say this, like, I'll take you home as soon as you want, but I'm not supposed to tell you this, but there's some stuff in your contract where, like, I just don't want to see you get in trouble. Like, you're essentially walking out of a legal contract, and they're not going to tell you this. But I want to tell you this.
So, and we don't genuinely know what was in their contract.
But I've seen this shit happen.
Oh, yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, there's nothing in your contract that prevents you from walking off.
Right. But
And in that 10th time, you can probably just tell them to fuck off and nothing will happen.
exactly. But the problem is these people are doing it because they want to win this money. So some of the updates are just of how horrible the conditions have been. How the red light, green light game made it seem like it was a 5-minute game, and people were being criticized of like, oh, you couldn't hold a squat for 30 seconds in between these two things. When in reality, that round took about 40 minutes and not 5 because they kept asking people to hold the poses while they moved cameras. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And, red light, green light is a game where it's like, run, stop and whatever you've landed in.
And,
right?
in the Squid Game show, if the little robot girl caught you moving, you got shot.
Yeah.
And it was like the big reveal moment that this game was terrible. To ask you to hold a position while they're moving cameras on a field of 200 people, they didn't need to do that.
No, absolutely not.
They didn't need to do that. They could have been like, relax.
This is creepy little torture of poor people.
Yeah,
which a lot of game shows are.
They were like, we're going to make sure, and this is another thing reality shows do. Reality shows are known for trying to keep their contestants in states of duress and under emotional stress, so they get the best performance out of these contestants.
So the most recent update is that the conditions were so bad and so dry in it, the contestants on like the 4th or 5th day started using lubricated condoms as like a lip balm because their lips were so dry from dehydration
Now,
that they were cracking and bleeding.
what is this? Immediately, you understand what it says, that there were condoms available to the contestants and not lip balm.
Yep.
They were hoping that those numbers do be fucking and they could catch it on camera because that's fun. But also, please don't have a little bit of physical comfort. We cannot run to the CVS for you right now.
They were not allowed to bring anything in, and they were given a backpack of basic supplies that did not include something like a lip balm. So eventually, after a couple of days, they did finally bring in lip balm for everybody. But it is just things like over and over and over again. It's just like stacking up all the things of how horrible this is. And it's almost like this was a bad idea from the beginning.
Yeah. It's almost like it's weird to want to recreate this dystopian thing where the whole message of the show is don't do this dystopian thing. We shouldn't allow ourselves to get to the point of the dystopian thing.
Yeah.
And then you do it. I want to know.
What do you want to know, Anthony?
I want to know the name of the actual production company. I haven't seen anywhere yet where the production, it's just been said Netflix. I want to know who the contracted production company was.
If there was, it might have been an internal team at Netflix.
It could have been, but nine
Josh,
times.
can you look that up for us?
But
Try and see if you can find something out about that.
9 times out of 10, there will be an internal Netflix producer or production team that works with an external production company that is known for making that kind of show.
Yeah.
I want to know who it is.
I'm curious.
If it gets to a point legally, we will definitely hear who it is. But I want to know. And I bet if we look into their production history, we'll see a lot of similar shit.
Very curious. Now, you mentioned the word dystopian.
I did. Do you have an excellent segue you'd like to use for the word dystopian?
I do. I think we got to talk about this Furiosa trailer.
Woo!
Mad Max Furiosa. So it's been How long has it been since Fury Road?
10 years.
10 years since Fury Road came out. And for me, this came out of nowhere.
I knew they were working on it.
For me, this came out of nowhere.
Like
this was completely off my radar.
In my head, I knew that they were working on it for years, and I knew that it was still coming. I expected an announcement that it was canceled. I expected an announcement that we ended production on it. We've just decided it wasn't the right time. Whatever.
Yeah.
George Miller walked away. Who knows?
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna, after he did 300 Years of Longing or whatever, and that didn't do well. I thought that Warner Brothers was gonna say like, well, excellent doing business with you.
Yeah.
It's a shame you couldn't get that Furiosa out in time.
But it is. It's a trailer. It's a pretty full trailer for Furiosa. It's got, which Hemsworth? Chris Hemsworth?
Chris.
It's got Chris Hemsworth.
It's got Thor Hemsworth.
It's got Anya Taylor-Joy.
Anya Taylor-Joy is Furiosa.
I didn't recognize her at first.
No.
I really didn't.
No.
It took me a good while to be like, oh.
They gave Hemsworth a nose.
Yeah.
They gave Hemsworth a nose.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I didn't recognize him either. It wasn't until I saw somebody like him doing like a press thing about it that I was like, oh shit, that was
Hemsworth. Oh wow.
That was Chris Hemsworth.
But anyway, we do have a trailer for this. It took 10 years.
So we're not going to show the whole trailer. We're going to give our reactions to the trailer, but we know if we show this whole trailer, we are immediately going to get a DMCA strike.
It's a Warner Brothers trailer.
Warner Brothers is really, really tough on strikes on YouTube, and they will demonetize us and suppress the video. So I actually just want to show this kind of really specific part because this really, truly made me think it was a fan trailer. Josh, will you get to my screen? This genuinely made me think that this was a fan trailer.
Oh, the word crawl in the beginning?
The word crawl explaining it, because clearly they didn't have anything in story to like explain what this is about. She will devote the rest of her life to finding her way home. This is her odyssey. With this like very CGI, it just looks very fan trailer to me.
Yeah.
Now I do want to say
it's stylistically not something we see from trailers these days.
I want to say it's not a bad trailer.
No.
I think it's actually a very good trailer. And it made me want to watch the movie, but it is interesting to compare and look at and go, oh, wow, this is a lot of CGI.
Now, Fury Road was known for how much it did it did practically, though Fury Road did not do as much practically as they really promoted it. Like even George Miller will tell you, no, we did a lot of CG. We just did it in a smart way. We were smart.
Did it well. Yeah.
We did it to add, depth and background and things that we needed to.
Right.
This is a lot of CG.
Good CG is hard to detect. It should be. That's what makes good CGI.
Like you can tell that part at the end with the truck, she's at least like holding on to something that's real.
Yeah.
We don't know if the truck is actually moving or whatever, but she's holding on to something that's real. But there's that part where the monster truck like slides in and does like a power slide onto frame.
Yeah.
And
it was like right here, I think.
It just looks very CG.
It looks very CGI. I will say, like, I keep going back and forth because I'm like, yeah, that's very CGI.
Yeah.
It is stunning CGI.
Look, it's gorgeous. I mean,
I'm going to go out of the trailer now.
They benefit from the fact that it's a very highly stylized world. And it uses a lot of elements that CG is very good at.
Yeah.
Hard materials, shiny metals, that sort of thing. But, okay. So a couple things. Number one, it took 10 years to make this movie. And for this movie to come out, for it to take 10 years and to, I don't think, look better or even the same quality to me.
No, I agree.
As Fury Road is very interesting. And this might be the movie where George Miller is like, I'm really embracing CGI and I'm learning how to make a film with it.
Yeah.
Like whatever. But he also did a lot of that in Years of Longing too. So I don't know. I just feel like for the movie to take this long and the trailer to look it has that look.
Yeah.
That look that we're always talking about. That crisp, clean, shot for digital, shot to add CG plates to. I don't know.
I don't know. Like I said, I do think the trailer actually looked pretty good. It looks good until you compare it to Fury Road.
Yes.
For me, if this is a standalone trailer, I actually think it's a really good trailer.
Yeah.
I think it's really interesting visually. I think it's very like, I don't know. I was a little bit enamored by how interesting it looked. And then I went back and I watched a clip from Fury Road. I watched a trailer for that and I was like, ooh, that was way cooler for this like grittier kind of like, I don't know, the like dirty feeling of it. This one does look a little too clean.
The problem is it does not exist in a vacuum. It is a follow-up to Fury Road. But I will say, like, I am interested in the story of Furiosa. I do know some people are like, ew, a prequel. And I get that. I was really hoping that we were going to see a Charlize Theron Furiosa story, not necessarily a sequel, because what we really saw in Fury Road was the victory for her character. That was a Furiosa movie.
Yeah, that was her story.
I was hoping that we would see something that still had Charlize Theron, maybe a few years before she met Max.
However, she's spoken about her experience on that movie being absolutely horrible.
But that was mostly due to Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
Who is not there. But here's the thing.
I also understand being like, here's the thing.
The crew enabled Tom Hardy.
Nothing exists in a vacuum. One person being a monster on set means every person let that man be a monster on set. So like, I understand that if you let a man be a piece of shit to me on your set, I'm not coming back to your set.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Like,
and this is somebody who does Fast and Furious movies.
Right.
So if dudes were treating her pretty badly on that Mad Max set, you know it was pretty bad.
Yeah. So she said that Tom Hardy was an absolute fucking nightmare to work with, was disrespectful to everybody, was like constantly like she was sitting in uncomfortable positions waiting because he was showing up late, not showing up for his scenes, showing up drunk. Like it was just fucked. Like it was absolutely fucked and he was a complete asshole to everybody.
He's another one of those dudes that we talk about that hides behind method. He hides behind method acting and he's like, I have to be a scarred, horrible, evil bastard of a person on set because that's who Max is. Nope. And she, once again, like most successful women in Hollywood, are continually sitting there like, well, that's weird because I show up and do my job and I'm good at it. Yeah.
I don't have to be a piece of shit to be good at it.
I had to deal with a bunch of prosthetics and weird things and I had to sit in strange positions.
Sitting fucking in dirt, like absolutely not. So I'm not surprised and I completely understand. And that might not be the case. We don't know. She hasn't said this officially.
Right. So,
maybe this was always the plan that they wanted a prequel. But we do know that for her to speak out publicly about this, about how horrible the experience was, it was probably pretty bad.
Yeah. The other thing I'll say about the CG is I wonder if just talking about the grueling production experience of Fury Road, right? Because everybody did say, look, we were out in the desert. It was these long days. It was really tough.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's why we're seeing heavier and heavier CG this time is like, look, that's an untenable situation, particularly over the last 2 or 3 years during the pandemic. If that's when they did most of their primary photography.
I am in favor of torturing your cast and crew less.
Same.
In grueling conditions in the desert.
Yeah, I'm into that as well.
Yeah, and if that means like, oh, I have to watch more CGI, okay.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
It also feels like, so the first Fury Road was teal and orange.
Yes.
Certainly was teal and orange, and Hollywood loves a teal and orange.
Yeah.
Really do feel like they even cranked up the teal and orange a little more on this one.
I feel like it's very vibrant.
It's very vibrant.
I liked it though.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I don't know.
Enjoyed it. I don't know.
It gives me YouTube filmmaker bro with a new camera and LUT pack to sell you.
Like I said, it did look a little fun. It did look a little fan film. But I don't know. I don't think it looked bad. I don't think it was YouTube bro.
It did look a little WB hire this man. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
In some
I didn't
spots,
think it was that bad.
In some spots, that color correction, I was like, okay. And it's George Miller, so I trust him implicitly. George Miller does not make bad movies.
Yeah, I don't trust.
George Miller made Happy Feet.
I don't trust any men implicitly. But.
Sure. I trust him implicitly with making a film. He makes good movies. So I'm saying these things as like, this is stuff that I noticed that I wonder when I get into the theater, how it all comes together in a way that's probably going to make me love this film. Because it's George Miller.
Right.
I feel like we are reaching, the place where, I'm going to start joke casting Anya Taylor-Joy in everything.
Yeah.
We are getting there.
Yeah, she is kind of in everything now.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot of Anya Taylor-Joy as Anya Taylor-Joy.
In the Anya Taylor-Joy story.
Right.
Yeah.
Because people keep looking for this thing of like Tortured Girl Big Eyes.
Yes.
And like, who more Tortured Girl Big Eyes than Anya Taylor-Joy right now?
You want Tortured Girl Big Eyes?
Do I have just the actor for you?
It's true.
Big, deep set eyes. She has rather like hollowed cheekbones that make these kind of stories where like anybody who has lived in poor conditions could be Anya Taylor-Joy.
If you genuinely just need somebody to look fearful, we got the phone number for you.
Right.
It's the Anya Taylor-Joy hotline.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for Furiosa. It's not exactly what I expected, but that's George Miller, and that's also what I think makes a good sequel.
Yeah.
Prequel, whatever you want to call it.
Right. Yeah.
But I do wish there was a reality where we would see the return of Charlize, because she really was so amazing in that.
I love her, and I think she's wonderful, and I never wish her doing that upon her again.
Yeah.
I never ever wish her to have to do that again.
that we were in a reality where she was not treated that way.
Yeah.
And she could come back and do this again. That's what I mean.
That would be cool.
It'd be cool, but
that would be great.
It's coming.
It is coming.
You know what else is coming?
What?
Pacific Drive. Pacific Drive. Now, hey.
Yeah.
We just want to say, as a just disclaimer, we have some friends of the show that are working on Pacific Drive.
Yeah. And they're not telling us to do it.
They're not telling us to do this.
We just think they're neat.
We just think Pacific Drive is cool.
Yeah.
Some of these friends are friends that we met, and we went, oh my God, you're working on Pacific Drive?
Yeah.
And now we're friends.
Right.
Pacific Drive is basically that horror game where you're just trying to escape. Mm-hmm. And you have to keep your car running, and you have to be in your car the whole time.
It's very cool. Did you get to play the demo at PAX?
I didn't. I didn't. Did you?
No. Heartbreaking.
I've seen like the gameplay clips and everything. Yeah. But the other thing is, I just know I'm going to love it.
I was too afraid of being on the floor at PAX West. And then still got COVID.
And then we still got COVID, so we should have played Pacific Drive maybe. Yeah. But Pacific Drive looks great, and we have a new trailer and a new release date for it. I got it up on my screen, Josh. I love the vibe and idea of this. It is leaning into the lo-fi horror thing that's very popular right now, and is maybe cresting and beyond its crest right now, depending on who you talk to, but I'm still into it.
I'm still in it.
I'm still there. And it doesn't look like that for the whole game. Like it just sort of exists in that alternate timeline.
Yeah.
But the game looks like this. And the whole idea is, if you ever played the game sort of Jalopy or My Summer Car, basically it's that game where you've got to like build your car and like get better parts for it.
But spooky.
Yeah. But also you've got to get through the forbidden zone in your car as you're trying to upgrade it and find new parts and stuff for it. And I just love that you're in like an old school station wagon.
I loved this trailer. I was obsessed with this trailer. I'm so excited by it. The name does not sound like what the game is.
Yeah.
So when I kept hearing the name, I was kind of like, yeah, okay, whatever. All right, whatever. And then the trailer.
Yeah.
And then anything that they've released. I mean, we had gameplay and stuff from it before. Any gameplay of it, I've been like, oh shit. I don't like games that you have to drive around. I don't like cars.
Yeah.
I don't like car games.
Same.
I want to play this so
But I will play the shit out of this.
I want to play this so bad.
I mean, God.
Oh, this looks fun as hell.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I'm getting off the trailer now, Josh.
Yeah. God, that looks good.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a forbidden zone. Count me in. Yeah, right?
And it's
right,
coming
everybody?
soon. It's coming to PC and PlayStation 5 on February 22nd.
Which is soon.
So soon. I don't like how soon February.
Isn't that weird,
I don't like how soon February 2024
Isn't that
is.
fucking weird?
But yeah, it's basically like repair your car, swap out parts, gather other useful materials, outrun the storm while facing strange perils in the zone,
Hell yeah.
scavenge resources to craft new equipment and build new stations in your garage.
Yeah.
Configure your wagon how you want, and unravel the mystery of the Olympic exclusion zone, an abandoned research site in an anomaly-filled version of the Pacific Northwest.
God, yeah, I'm into it. That's great.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that.
I'm very excited for Pacific Drive.
Another reason to plug in your PS5, Saige. Yes, my PS5 is plugged in.
Still?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I haven't finished Spider-Man yet.
Got to finish Spider.
I'm really piecing out my little broken run of Spider-Man.
Yeah, you got to finish the Boy Cube.
Yeah.
You got to see what happens to the Boy Cube.
Yeah, I'm running real slow through my play of Spider-Man, but I'm having a great time.
Man, I do kind of want you to just reinstall it so you don't have the bugs, but also I love that you have the buggiest run
some
ever.
Of the bugs are so fun,
I
and
know.
some are horrible.
I know.
So, it's a mixed bag.
I love a bugged game. I truly do.
I can't let go of it.
I know. But also, I just feel like Spider-Man's so good, and I just want you to experience the good Spider-Man.
There's enough good in between the bugs that I'm having a wonderful time.
Okay.
I'm having a great time.
All right.
There is enough. There truly is. If it was making it not fun to play, or I wasn't getting to enjoy the good parts of Spider-Man and I was only getting to enjoy the bugs, I would. But I'm loving it. Let's talk about Street Fighter.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's talk about Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6 is doing incredibly well. It is really considered something that is reinvigorating the franchise.
Yeah.
I love the World Tour mode. I think it's one of the most unique things they've done. Players are having a little bit of problem, though.
And we see this a lot lately with these kinds of games. It's a problem of monetization.
Street Fighter, of course, does not use money as currency. You do need to give them money in exchange for Street Fighter currency.
Of course.
But we've talked about this before. They're using sort of like that weird old Microsoft points thing where it's like you get a weird number of points for your amount of money.
Which a lot of games do still.
So
I
you
play
get-
a million games that still do that. I mean, you've got Sea of Thieves and Dreamlight Valley and all of these other games.
Don't like it, but
No, it's understandable to not like it.
it's using a lot of the psychology of
It's-
pricing against you.
Yeah, gems.
Yeah.
In
Gems and bits and bobs.
all these games, you're buying gems.
And I mean, like in a mobile free-to-play game or something like that, or even in a free-to-play game, I'm like, okay, you can try to sneak one over on me with these gems because the game is free.
Yeah.
Street Fighter was $60. And what's going on now is fighter coins you get in bundles of 250 for $5, right? So you get half a fight coin for a I don't know. It's ridiculous.
Don't tell me the exchange rate.
Yeah. So it's a weird number of coins per dollar.
Okay.
Anyway, new costumes are coming out. Outfit 3 prices have come out, and basically each character's individual outfit will cost you 300 fight coins. Now you can't just buy 300 fight coins. You got to buy 250 fight coins or 500 fight coins.
250 is the lowest? No.
Yes. You have to buy 250 fight coins or 610 fight coins. So you can only buy $5 worth of fight coins or $11.99 worth of fight coins.
Or you can go up and get higher
Yeah,
bundles.
of course. You can always get higher models,
More.
but that means 300 to get 300 coins to buy one costume, you have to buy an extra 310 coins. So
you have to spend $10
Yeah.
or more.
Yeah. You can't just spend $10. Got to spend $11.99. There is no $10 option.
Yeah.
So basically, you don't want one costume, Saige. You want 2 costumes and change.
Yeah.
That's what they're telling you. And if you want all of the outfits for everyone, you've got to pay basically like $80. The only way the math works out with the way the multiples of coins and dollars work out, so you have to pay $80.
That was $80 or $100 is what I'm seeing on here.
Oh yeah. Sorry,
that was euro.
It's €80.
So $100 US.
$100
And that
for
is
costumes.
a bundle that is 3 outfits for 18 characters.
And people are saying, hey,
It's not that many outfits.
it's not that many outfits. This is not the first fighting game to kind of go down this road. We've talked about Mortal Kombat 1's monetization scheme, which is, that's a scheme.
Yeah.
But they were selling a holiday fatality for like $15 or
ridiculous.
something.
That
It was ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous.
A fatality. Listen, I love that there are just tables full of people inside of companies going, try it, see if it works.
And then it does, and they do it again.
Try it, see if it works.
That's wild.
That's the thing.
That's bananas.
The Street Fighter community, though, is saying, hey, actually, sort of fuck this.
Yeah.
And they are calling for basically a boycott of costumes. They're saying, hey, like, just don't buy these costumes. Let's just all wait for these costumes to go on sale. Because there's no reason we should all be paying $100 for these costumes.
That meme in there, the Mr. Krabs meme is
You
very,
love a
very
Mr.
funny.
Krabs meme.
This is funny,
It is
Anthony.
funny, but you do love a Mr. Krabs meme.
This is funny as shit. Will you show him, Josh? It's just him painting over the prices because it was like, oh, somebody specific coming. Costume 3 from $1 to $101 to $101.99. Krusty Krab is unfair. Mr. Krabs is in there, standing at the concession, plotting your oppression. They knew some shit.
That hey, listen, SpongeBob. They were telling us everything.
Between that and Pajama Sam, it's media's fault I'm a communist.
Now this is the second costume pack that the community has had issues with. First costume pack, if you remember, Saige, was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles costume
Oh my God,
pack.
those were also so expensive.
It was
Was it 15 per turtle?
It was $15 per turtle. $15 per turtle. And the turtles are costumes.
Yeah.
For regular
They're not
characters.
playable characters.
I mean, they are, but it's not.
You're not playing as Leonardo.
No,
so they're not playable characters.
You're playing as a character that looks exactly like Leonardo, but has the moveset of your character. Yeah. $15 per turtle. They were like, do you want 4 video game skins for $60?
No.
And here's the thing. When you get skins, I think a lot of these older publishers are looking at what's going on right now in the free-to-play and in the online-only space, the game as a service space. And we've said this before. I don't like a $15 skin in Fortnite either, but that's usually attached to a battle pass.
Yes.
It's attached to months of content or weeks of content.
And the game is free to play.
And the game, you didn't pay a damn thing to start with.
You didn't pay $70 for the game.
Yeah. When you pay $70 for a fighting game and they say, now what about another $60 for 4 costumes? Now what about another $100 for 12 costumes? Would that
Choke. That's what I say.
But you can put Ken in a little suit. He'll wear a little suit.
Absolutely not. No, thank you.
He'll wear his family court suit.
You get nothing
Ken Masters
new.
will wear the nice
Does
suit that he wears to family court.
Improve your game at all. Absolutely not.
This is just, I've never seen a game. That's not true. I have, but it's very rare to see a game squander so much initial goodwill with its player base. So much initial. Street Fighter 6 came out and we were all like, oh my God, this is really something.
Yeah.
They really did something. I bought it at full price. I haven't bought a Street Fighter. The last time I bought a Street Fighter game at full price was Street Fighter 4. And the way Street Fighter numbering works, that was 73 Street Fighters ago.
Yeah.
Think about it. They do their title numbers the way they do their fight coins.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Intentionally confusing.
It fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah, it does.
It fucking sucks. I don't know. People don't understand that you can sell $70 worth of content.
Yeah.
Or you can sell me a $70 game. That's
pick
it.
One. You have to pick one.
You have to pick one.
You can't try to do both.
You can. There are rare cases where you can like put out a game and then like a year or two later you can be like, hey,
yeah,
it's new content for this game and it's a lot of content and it's $30. And I go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like the game.
Absolutely.
But dude, this like immediate nickel and diming.
No.
I don't even care that much about Street Fighter. You know what I mean? I just want to get on and just like throw a fireball and lose to a child. They're all so good.
Yeah.
They're all so good.
Because they played all the other 100 games.
Yeah, I haven't been good since Alpha 3, man. That was a million years ago.
I don't even know what that is. Which one is that? How long ago was that? What's a Street Fighter?
Hey, how big is a cat?
Let's talk about VR.
Oh, okay. We love a VR.
Let's talk a little bit about VR.
Yeah.
If you have ever had a Quest, you might know that there are workarounds to getting your Steam games on it, but it's always just been like a little annoying and a little bit tricky. And nobody wants to buy games most of the time in the Quest store. They want to buy them from their Steam account.
Yeah, I want to be able to not have a game that's locked to a weird account for a platform that's going to go under potentially if Mark Zuckerberg decides VR sucks.
Right. And the Steam library of VR games is also just phenomenal.
It's
There's
huge.
So many great games on it.
I use the virtual desktop thing so I can either connect through USB-C or I can do wireless, though sometimes it can be a little weirdy.
For me, I usually generally just have to connect it, which like I'm not taking my VR headset a lot of places, so I don't mind that. I got a super long cable and I feel fine about that.
Yeah.
But in an exciting little update, especially for the Quest 3, which has the mixed reality options that a lot of people are wanting to play with Steam games, they've now created a Steam Link compatibility specifically for the Quest 2, Quest 3, and Quest Pro. So now you can wirelessly stream Steam VR games directly from your PC to the headsets.
That's great.
Using the Meta's AirLink app.
Okay. Is that, it uses Meta's AirLink or does it use their own?
Oh, sorry, instead of using Meta's AirLink.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
there
yeah.
we go. That was the other one.
Yeah, so Meta has an AirLink thing that works pretty well.
It was previously kind of like the go-to.
Yeah, virtual desktop works pretty well, but it's nice that like you don't have to sort of trick Steam into working with two different VR frameworks.
It was a pain in the ass.
It can be a little weird.
I didn't like doing it.
Yeah,
previously.
There were times where like you start up Steam and it's like, I'm looking for a headset. And it's like, well, I'm wearing a headset. It's like, I'm looking for a different one. Can you guess what headset I'm looking for? It begins with HTC and it ends with not Facebook.
So in here, it says you just have to connect your headset to the same Wi-Fi network as your PC. And then you just have to have Steam and Steam VR installed. And it should work pretty seamlessly.
God, I love that.
Yeah.
Not only do I love that for just game stuff, but I also love that for when I'm messing around in Unreal Engine for my projects. This is such a random, I'm sorry, I'm even saying this on camera. Sometimes I'll use a plugin for the project that I'm working on that likes a VR headset or tracker to be plugged in. And it's like, go get your Vive out of the closet or I won't work. Go get your Vive out of the closet if you want to build your thing in Engine today. And it'll be so nice to just like have the Vive nearby.
Yeah. I am every day tempted on and off to buy a little Quest 3 because I want to play with it.
I know you are,
but
but
not buying it. It's just a little too pricey.
But how often do you use Quest 2?
It's old.
Yeah, but that's not why you don't use it.
Yeah, I don't use it because it's old.
No.
There's a new one now.
Did you not use it before because you just weren't in VR that much?
But I think about VR a lot.
Sure, we think about VR, but then do we ever use it?
Maybe I would if it was new and shiny.
Now, what do we know about this line of thought?
That it works for a week. And I have a very fun week.
You do, and then at the end of the month, what do we say?
Nothing.
Nothing?
We don't say anything.
No?
Nope. We forget.
We forget?
We forget.
We don't worry about money at all?
No, we forget. No,
We simply go, the Fae folk came and took money out of my account.
we go, I don't know where my money went. I don't know why I don't have any. I'll never get to the bottom of it.
The money?
Yeah. Well, no, I got to the bottom of the money.
The money never ends.
I got to the bottom of the money, but not to where the money went, the mystery of it.
Life is just one big mystery if you think about it.
I kind of want it.
But for
I
what?
kind of really want it.
For what?
Hey, they're sending a bunch of creators Quest 3s.
Hey.
It could be me.
Hey, why don't they send?
I saw Target doing collabs with some creators.
Why don't
That's
they
cool.
send PixelCircus a couple of Quest 3s? Is it because we constantly dunk on Mark Zuckerberg?
Shh, I'm trying to make my pitch, Anthony.
Right here, right now?
Yeah.
Bold, Cotton.
Well, I wasn't until you did. But I was saying I want one. I'm just saying. I don't know. I think it would be nice.
I think I told you the only thing I've been using it for lately is piano lessons.
That's very cool.
There's a thing where it puts where your fingies go.
Yeah.
And what the notes are called.
I think that's neat.
That would be, I'll tell you this, it would be neater on a Quest 3.
With the AR? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because right now I'm doing it in grainy black and white. It's like I'm watching myself on a security camera. It's like a lo-fi indie horror game about learning how to play the piano. Ooh, that's a good idea. Yo, if anybody's listening.
Follow up to Pacific Drive.
Yo, flip some assets quick. You can teach people how to play the piano and do jump scares. if you hit the wrong note.
Fun.
Negative reinforcement is the best way to learn anything.
I was going to say, that's a psychology experiment right there.
That's how I learned anything in my life.
I want to very briefly touch on...
Be free.
Yeah, that too. I also want to be free. I want to very briefly touch on something that was put into our Discord, and I saw a couple of people, like mutuals in the space, responding to it on Twitter. Thank you to Flatlander for dropping this, just because we're in TTRPGs.
Yeah.
Let's look at this poster. So, sponsored by BackerKit. BackerKit is a competitor to Kickstarter, but it's specifically a lot of the time for tabletop games.
We were going to end on a high note. Are we still going to end on a high note?
What, meta? That was your high note?
No, that's true. We didn't end on a high note.
No, never.
Okay.
Anyways, this is not an event by BackerKit. This is just sponsored by Goodman Games, which does seem like they're the ones putting it on. This is the Indie RPG Creator Summit. Now, we love indie RPGs so much in this house. That's so cool.
We truly
I love
do.
supporting indie creators. We talk a lot about how both in indie video games and in indie TTRPGs, how it just like opens up the world to tell much more interesting and diverse stories.
Yeah.
And once you get into embracing indie creators, you get so many wonderful perspectives. Let's take a look at the presenters of the Indie Creator Summit.
Look at all those perspectives. Woo! Look at every single one of those perspectives. Look at all those chickens.
You are not going to convince me those aren't all the same man. You are not going to convince me that that is not a copy and paste at least 4 times.
This is the most cursed game of Guess Who I've ever seen.
Yeah.
There is simply no way to suss out who did it.
Yeah. Playing that like subjective Guess Who and being like, do you think that yours went to the same college as his dad?
Is he? They all are.
Yeah.
That's the only way it ends. Is he? They all are. They all are.
Yeah. There's a lot of responses in this that have all been somehow muted. How interesting.
Muted?
How interesting that they're muting all of the responses because there's no positive ones. And it's a lot of people just being like, hey, that's a lot of white guys. That's a whole lot of white guys. That's interesting. Is that just a copy and paste of the same guy? Wow, look how many different creators you've gotten.
So many people are like, this is the same person. You're pulling a prank, right?
Yeah.
Gosh, this is rough.
Genuinely does look like a prank.
Somebody was like, look at this on my screen. Here, let's update that poster to be a little more accurate.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yep. A whole lot of nothing.
Well.
Wow, how interesting. How interesting.
Now, somebody in the replies does give some numbers. Because you might say, hey, this is just some of the people. Don't worry about it. This is a big blah, blah, blah. Forgetting the entire point of you could put anybody on the poster if there are more people.
Oh, if there's more people, why did you only show white men? There's not even a single woman on there.
Ramona in the replies says 57 speakers, 14 are not white men. Couldn't highlight any of those?
Also, that's not a good ratio.
That's not a great ratio.
That's a really bad ratio.
That's not a great ratio. Because that doesn't even say anything about like...
It doesn't mean that that's all. There's 14 people of color. It doesn't mean there's 14 women. It means there are 14 non-men, and in that same 14 are the people of color. Like it's not.
Yeah, we don't know how that's divided up.
We don't know how
it's
divided by gender. We don't know how it's divided by anything. There is no opportunity for that to be in any way adequate.
No.
Anywhere near
Let me tell you something. When you divide 14 and 50 by 57, like it doesn't come out to half.
It's true.
It's not half.
Yeah.
So there's no way that you can.
And not to mention,
they might be going by the corporate point system. You know the corporate point system where it's like, oh, that's a woman and a person of color, 2 points.
Because here's the thing too, half should not be white men either.
Nope.
Half even should not be all white men. That's disgusting. It's just, it's rough out here, everybody. So, just felt like that was something that came across our Discord today. And I thought it was a joke. It looks like a joke. It looks like a prank.
How many, okay, here's the thing. Mm-hmm. I want to know, first of all, how did this go out? How did nobody look at this
Yeah.
in the year of our Lord 2023 and go, oh, dudes, and I do mean
Don't
dudes.
fucking post that.
Let's take a look. Maybe we can delay this by an hour and really take a look at it. The other thing is, how many of these dudes do you think woke up, saw this poster in the morning and went, I can't believe you just wrote me into this shit? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
None of them. I'm not giving these guys any fucking credit because you know what you can do before you agree to do something? Say who else is involved.
Yeah.
Every one of them signed up to be in the majority. Every fucking one of them did.
No, but
I give no credit to any of these white men on this poster when they signed up for something that only had 14 non-white men.
Sure.
Nope. There was a reply in here that said every one of these dudes looks like they say slurs on an alt account. And I absolutely fucking agree. It is no excuse. I give white people no pass for not checking what they're involved in. And
That's
if you
fair.
didn't check, that's still on you.
That's fair.
Either you knew or you didn't check.
Dude, I'm telling you, if that flyer came into my inbox for approval and I was on it, I would be like, you need to remove me from this flyer. You need to take me off of this flyer and probably this event.
I'm backing out of the whole event.
Yeah, until you restructure this event.
No.
You cannot.
In fact, I'm not saying until you restructure this event. I'm saying cancel the event and fuck you.
That's fair.
I'm saying choke. Because here's the thing. I also don't want to be a part of an event run by white people, let's be real.
Yeah.
That had to be told to factor in diversity, that didn't want it. Mm-hmm. I don't want to do an event where you didn't want it there. If I have to tell you, and I have had plenty of people reach out to me, and I had somebody reach out to me for like a decently sizable opportunity for a TTRPG show. And then they read me off the cast and I said, oh, that's all white people. I'm sorry, I can't do that. And they were like, oh, no. There's women. First of all, there was 2, including me in theory. And second of all, that's not the same thing.
Yeah, that's like earlier this episode when we said Elon Musk said that that Jews are trying to fool white people. Mm-hmm. And it reminded me where I'm just like, oh, right. You don't think I'm white.
Right. I'm white.
I'm white. But
I am.
But you don't think
and
I
now,
am.
not all Jews are white.
No, but I am.
But I am.
It's a religion.
Yeah.
So when it's like, when somebody goes, oh, no, don't worry. There's women. You're one of them.
Mm-hmm. No, there's not.
No.
Goodbye.
Simply a sage-shaped cloud where she ran away.
Simply will not be. It's not that hard. Mm-hmm. It's not that hard. And I give absolutely, there's no wiggle room. There's no wiggle room for these guys. None whatsoever. If one of them hasn't already quote retweeted this by going, oh my God, an assistant agreed to this and I was out of town and I had no idea I was even going to be part of it. This is a shock and awe to me and I am disgusted and backing out immediately and donating money somewhere.
Yeah. And then they too leave like a smoke shape of themselves and go, well, I got away with it. Surely no one will ever know.
Yep.
Yeah. No, this is not great. The fact that nobody noticed these, look, I'm not going to say that everybody that practices right action has right thought. That's simply an incorrect thing to assume. Listen, the Buddha simply tells us don't. Right thought and right action are 2 different things. Mm-hmm. I would love it if everybody practiced right thought and right action.
Would be so cool.
That would be amazing. But the fact that there wasn't enough perception here along the way to even go, not even the self-preservation instinct of this is going to look bad on us.
At that point, and I'm so sorry. At that point, it has to be intentional white supremacy. Like, I'm willing to say it. I don't know any of these dudes. I don't know anybody behind this. And I'm fully willing to say that because there's no way you looked at that poster and didn't notice. There's fucking no way. There's no way in the year of our Lord and Savior, 2020 in tabletop RPGs, that you didn't look at that roster, look at that lineup, look at that poster that you made of your weird little event and didn't think a damn thing of it, didn't consider it. And if you did consider it and you proceeded anyways, it's an active act of aggression. It is an act of white supremacy and I refuse to be told otherwise.
It's just
because I will not give you any ignorance to that.
How could...
Not on Beyonce's internet.
There's not even a variation in age. It's literally just a group of dudes who just hang out all together all the time.
Yep.
And are just like, we could probably make money for hanging out all the time.
And then when you click on Goodman Games and you see things that are like very specific, for instance, like the kinds of books that they make, which are on backer kit. When you look at this and you see that it's in the old styling of the D&D books, trying to toss back
Dungeons and Dragons.
They're trying to toss back to the R. Talsorian style. They're trying to toss back to like the old school style games that is, you know, championed by and was typically exclusionary to everyone else, but that was for white guys. This is the kind of thing that's a dog whistle. Like it is. And they knew exactly, Alonzo said it in the chat, they knew exactly who they wanted to attract and exactly what they wanted to say that this event was when they put that poster out.
When they said, and this is the thing, even if they are thinking business-wise and demographically, they're like, well, who's our audience? Because this is for our audience. Man, how do you look at your audience and not go, and once again, this is the difference between right thought and right action. But how do you not look at your audience and not go, man, there's a bazillion people we're not reaching? Why are we not reaching a bazillion people? Why are we not reaching the majority of people that are playing these things these days? Even if you're going to be a horrible capitalist and wear your monocle and your top hat, surely your monocle and top hat must be telling you that you're missing out on a good chunk of the community.
Right?
How this is bad on every level.
Truly.
And unfortunately, it goes right down to fucking business sense and understanding your product.
Yeah.
So they're even kind of failing on that extremely base level, which is what they put this entire event together to be, a marketing thing for their product.
I decided to do a quick search. I decided to just do a quick little dip into what games they make at Goodman Games. And I came across some very interesting things very quickly. How about this one? How about 5th edition fantasy, The Fallen Temple? Do you think this is culturally sensitive? Do you think it's going to be culturally sensitive in there? I do wonder if any of our Native American or First Nations friends checked out that book before it was written and published. And now I wonder, I immediately wondered right there, big name on the center of it, who is James Floyd Kelly? Hopefully like an indigenous person, right? Or a First Nations.
Sure.
No, it's a white man.
Oh.
No, it's a white man that put that on the cover of his book. You know.
And then imprisoned in the God Skull.
Yeah.
I want to know, honestly.
Yeah.
Did they reach out to the God Skull? Saige.
Yeah.
Did they even reach out to one of the lesser skulls?
I doubt it.
I doubt it. I 100% doubt it.
You know. So I'm just throwing it out there with these books that they're making and this little kitschy little vintage throwback they're doing with it.
Yeah. Now,
hey kids, do you know what a dog whistle is? That's right.
Here's the thing. The thing about a dog whistle is people think that they need to be actively putting their lips onto the whistle and blowing. You know, when you left an old TV on at night?
Yeah.
And it made that loud pitched sound that only certain people could hear? You didn't mean to do it.
Yep.
But you did it. You did it through your own lack of understanding about what leaving the TV on meant. Even if they did not mean to do this, they have gone so far without examining their actions or needing to examine their actions that they have begun perpetuating this thing.
I don't believe for a second that they don't know what they're doing. And I think it's a dog whistle and they're trying to attract other weird white supremacists that don't want women and people of color playing Dungeons and Dragons.
And that could definitely be it as well. That's
Probably
a very
is.
that's a very realistic thing as well.
As somebody who runs many things in tabletop RPGs, it's actually so easy to not do. You actually would have to be entirely intentional if you wanted to put all white men on a show. Everything you do is your fault. Everybody, thank you for joining us. It's been a Friday of news. It's been a Friday of news. You know, we talk about there being very little news until people make a bunch of bad news on one Friday.
Whew. And I'll tell you what, we hate to leave you on this note today because we are, as a reminder, taking next week off.
We are. We're taking next week off because Saige is going on a little trip and having a birthday.
Saige is having a little birthday.
Unrelated two things.
Unrelated two things. I think I will on my channel next week stream in the morning at the same time for the BBs. So if you want to catch me there, you can. But I want you to enjoy your beautiful little trip and your birthday.
I will be out of town, so I will not be here. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. We do the show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific. If it is not 9 a.m. when we start, which it was today.
And it always is.
As it always is. If it wasn't, that would be on you. There will be no news next week because we won't be here. So
There won't be any news.
There
won't be any news.
Okay?
Look.
Just understand that, all right? But thank you very much to everyone who supports us. You make our show possible. You can do that at patreon.com/PixelCircus. You can do that by subscribing or donating here. It literally keeps the lights on, but you can also do so for free by just showing up and watch the show.
That's right.
We make a show so you will watch it.
And we love that you keep showing up and you keep watching. We love when you join the Discord and hang out with each other and talk about stuff. We love seeing the stories you post for us to cover. We love it when you tweet and share on social media when we're about to go live.
Yeah.
A lot of people shared and retweeted this morning.
Wolf of Herkheimer, thank you so much. Flatlander, thank you so much. Jeremiah, thank you so much. Very cool of you. We got a lot of these lovely, also just little retweets in here.
Yeah.
I don't know how to use Twitter anymore.
Thank you all. It's okay. Forget it. Forget it entirely.
Truly. Thank you all so very much.
Yeah.
It's very cool of you to do that. And also, in addition of free things, you can also sign up for a 7-day free trial if you want to see today's Patreon clip and see if you're into that sort of thing and want to keep supporting us on Patreon. If not, just enjoy the 7-day free trial.
Yeah.
Consume a little bit of content. You get access to all the stuff.
Enjoy a little bit of content.
Yeah.
And we appreciate when you tell friends about the show, and we love when you show up on YouTube or download the episode as a podcast on Spotify.
Yeah.
That makes us very happy as well. Particularly the YouTube love has been very nice lately.
Yeah.
We've been enjoying seeing all of your nice comments and stuff, and it helps us grow the channel as well.
It's very cool of you. Hey, Anthony.
Hey, Saige.
You said you'd be streaming. Where do you stream?
I stream at twitch.tv/Anthony Carboni. I'll be streaming this evening as well. And I'll do some morning streams next week so we can all hang out while Saige is on her magical birthday adventure. Saige,
Woo!
when you're not doing a magical birthday adventure, where are you?
You can find me everywhere on the internet at Not Saige, including on Twitch. I typically stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. And I told you all I would stream today. And then a life event has happened. And now somebody's coming to temporarily live at my house. So I will probably not be streaming tonight. But tomorrow I'm going to do a very special birthday celebration stream.
Yay!
So I'll be live probably for a little bit of a long stream tomorrow. And I'll let y'all know. So that's cool. How about you, Josh?
Hello, everybody. You can find me, as always, at Spider Josh, Spider with Y_Josh. And thank you for letting me hang out with everybody, because I think next time it really comes back. Alex is going to be back in the chair, right?
For real?
No.
No.
Alex doesn't come back till mid-January.
That's a lie. You might be stuck with me a little longer then. So,
Alex is gone for 2
we'll figure
whole
that
months.
out.
Yeah.
Goodbye, BBs.
Josh just wanted to tell you that he loves you.
That's it. He
That's
just wanted, and I'm glad that he got the chance to.
Yeah.
I think that's important.